Oh my God, I'm back. Oh my God, I'm back again. I think that kind of shows my age. I'm that many years old. I'm Backstreet Boys, oh my God, years old. Anyway, hello. It has been a little while. I missed my last every other week recording, and you would think I would have more to show for it, but I don't. Anyway, oh my goodness, you people. Hello, I am back. My name is Sarah. You can find me on Instagram at Sarah Spencer Knits, and I am the Okayest Knitter. Welcome back to my knitting podcast, which is usually every other week, but I missed the last one, and so here we are. It's been a whole month, and you would think I would have more knitting, but I have actually a lot of acquisitions to get through. So without further ado, I guess we can go ahead and get going on that. I always say without further ado, and then I have like another thing to do before I even get into it. But before I get into any of that, I just want to say hello and welcome back to any of my returning viewers. Hello and welcome to anyone who's brand new here. Again, my name is Sarah. I am Sarah Spencer Knits on Instagram. I am the Okayest Knitter, and I am just happy to be here. So welcome, and we'll go ahead and get into it, maybe. First things first, I am still downstairs in my bedroom because our office is desolate. It is all packed up. There's nowhere for me to sit. And I didn't really feel like sitting on the floor because I recently had a birthday and I am now a woman of a certain age and I'm not about to be sitting on the floor because it hurts my hips. I am coming to you from Missoula, Montana, and we had just had our first snow. I will see if I can take video of the snow and insert it here, but if I don't, just know it was a lot. I don't like it. It is October. I think it's October 26th. Or 25th. It's October 25th. So I am not a fan of the snow. And I'm looking out my window and I'm just seeing blankets of snow. But real quick on my house, I am selling my house. We had a couple offers fall through on it, but finally we have someone who is purchasing the house. Fingers crossed that we close next month. We have an offer that's been accepted on another home, and I really cannot wait to get in there because I'm going to have like a really cool crafting space. So fingers crossed. Ugh, what a weird thing to be hopeful for during a pandemic, but I'm really hopeful that it all turns out. But anyhow, many of you or some of you may know that I do work in healthcare. Things continue to be stressful in that. So just send all your positive vibes my way. I would love that. Or in the way of your family members who are affected, or just send your positive vibes back to yourself. That's all any of us can hope for. Man, I'm a little rusty. I forgot what this is like. I record this on my phone, so I just kind of stare back at myself on the phone. But I should get into some things. And the first thing I want to show you guys is a whip that to me has been long, like on my mind. I have had this idea in my mind for a very long time, actually ever since I got the pattern. I purchased the whole book for this pattern. And this is from this book. This is Harry Potter Knitting Magic by the lovely Tanis Gray. And the pattern itself, I did not look up right ahead, but the pattern itself is written by Stephanie Lotvin, Luna Lovegood's Spectre Specs gloves, and the finished will look like this. So I have finally completed, and I say completed loosely, one glove. And I'll try and put it on, but just look, I have like all of these loose ends. So what I'm finding is I'm not very good at color work, which is fine. But what that means for me is that my gauge is a bit small. But I think with this yarn, once I block it out, it should be okay. And I won't have such a hard time. Oh my God, I love it. This is so good. Okay, so look at that. I have made mittens, but I have never made gloves. And this is very exciting to me. So these are my one hand is completed, and then I'll do the other hand. And I am knitting these in exactly what the pattern calls for in Leading Men's Fiber Arts. And I'm just realizing that I didn't write down how much they cost. But let me go and I can get that information pretty readily. Or so I thought. Relatively easy to get. Aha. I'm still here. Are you still there? No, everyone's tuned out. Everyone's totally tuned out. Okay, well, welcome back. I'm back. So what I'm using is Leading Men Fiber Arts. And these are supposed to be all on the Showstopper base, I believe. But they did not have Broadway, which is this main kind of like champagne color. They did not have that in the Showstopper. So this is in the Broadway base. And so that is a fingering weight, 100% non-superwash merino. So these will not be going in the wash and dryer. These will just be my very special driving gloves. But the other colorways are on the Showstopper base. So they're fingering 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon. So the blue color is called Perfection, and the other one is called My Lip Gloss Be Poppin', which is this pink. And I don't think that that's the color that was called for by the pattern. If my memory serves, it was Starlit, but I think that the My Lip Gloss looks very comparable. And these were $26, I think, a skein. So $26 a skein. I'm by no means going to use the entire 100 grams for that. So I've completed one mitt, and I still have this much left over, which it feels like it's 70 grams. So there's going to be a lot of yarn left over. I'll show you. I have never worked with quite so soft and luscious fingering. Also, I hate fingering. Who would have thought? I hate it. But this is a very special project. It's something I've wanted for a long time, and it's kind of one of those suck it up moments for me. Oh, there's just a stray leaf. So I'm very excited to complete that set. So that is my one whip, or it could be a hoe, a half finished object. But yeah, I have a lot of ends to weave in. And I think I'm really going to love these. I hope I love these when they're completed. So I have that. And then I also have some finished objects that I already sent off in the mail. I had long been planning on sending my aunt and uncle who live in California some knitted hats. About 4 years ago, I was making a ton of cabled hats, and they raised their hands and were like, pick me. And then I just like once when I have like a plan to knit something, it just like, there goes all my interest. I'm so done knitting those things. But basically, um, I knit them each a hat, and it was the Binks hat, which is a free pattern by Lock Knits. And I will insert some photos of the hats, hopefully. And I knit them with Lolo Did It, Simply Worsted in the Harry Potter Mystery Club colorways, that red and then the gold with the red splots. And then I topped them with something new to me. So I topped them with Grocery Girls pom-poms. Oh my gosh, you guys, they are so amazing. So I wish I still had these hats to show you. I wish I would have had time to podcast last weekend, but I couldn't because we were having open houses, and it was just too much. But so I have those two finished cable hats that have already been sent off and are already in the hands of my very grateful aunt and uncle. And then I also, so I have a friend who has asked me to make matching hats for her and her daughter. And so I ordered some yarn from Vivid Yarn Studio, and I ordered it. Sorry, I have like everything everywhere because there's so much stuff to talk about. I ordered it in the mulberry, which is this purple color. And so this is a Vivid Yarn Studio DK mulberry. And it's $25.13 US dollars, $33 Canadian. So I ordered it in that. And I also ordered it in the peach blush, which is lovely. It's got these really beautiful orangey and purple and green speckles in there. I don't know if you can see it because I already wound it up. So I did that with the intent of these being a pair. But then, so then I ended up knitting a hat, and I had so much trouble with this hat. So this is the Traveling Cables pattern. It's a free pattern on Purl Soho. And I did not have any problems with the pattern because I've knit like 100 of these hats. But what I did have a problem with is that I did not pay attention to the needle size that I was using. And therefore I have a really tight gauge. And the hat itself is too small for a 5-year-old. It fits a 5-year-old head. I put it on my 5-year-old's head and she was like, Mom, it's too tight. My daughter has very thin hair. My friend's daughter has very thick, luscious, beautiful, wavy hair. And it's just not going to work. So I think I'm going to send this little hat to my niece. She's 2. So I think I will do that instead. But basically, it will fit on my giant melon. But as you can see, it's a very tight fit. And then I also used, that's a good look. So then I also used this pom-pom. This is a pom-pom from Vivid Yarn Studio, and I did buy 3 of them, and I love them because they're a snap. And I'm not a very good sewer, so hopefully the snap will stay on. But basically, you put that on, or you sew that on. These can snap so you can wash them. The pom-poms are $6 US. They're 8 Canadian. So I love this one. I think this one was in lilac. It's kind of got like some black tinting on the bottom. So I'm very recently getting very into pom-poms. And it was all spurred by this pom-pom that I received in the mail. So I have ordered some more of the mulberry color and plan to make another hat that will fit this child. And I will double check my needle size before I start knitting. So yeah, it's a beautiful little hat. So this was knit. This is the adult size of the Traveling Cables pattern. And if you've knit that, then you know, like, obviously I have a very tight gauge here because usually it's like a very long hat. So there is that. And then the pom-pom that I got to go with the peach is this lovely number, and I'll show you kind of stacked up. So isn't that delightful? That's adorable, isn't it? So basically I just want to knit everything that I have a problem. I want to knit everything that I don't have to knit. And so then I knit this. I have other finished objects that I'll show you guys that are also things that I am not being, one, compensated to knit, or two, asked to test knit. I have 10 things that I'm supposed to be making a commission on, but I cannot seem to finish because I just keep doing, I'm a procrastinator. I'm just procrastinating. So then I ordered from Spectacular Yarns. I ordered this worsted weight yarn, and this is in the colorway Glow Party. And on their website, it looks very, very vibrant. I think it's maybe a color, like a picture of their fingering base is in the picture. But this is a lovely rainbow color yarn. And I thought, oh, I'll make my daughter a hat. And I was going to do the Pleasure Rib hat by Jody Brown. And then I just didn't feel like doing cables because I had just done 3 cable hats. And I needed something that my brain did not require for cabling. So I just did a 2x2 rib hat all the way up. And I added this pink pom-pom from Vivid Yarn Studios. And it's so cute. So here, I'll show you. So this is how it looks on. It's a little washed out here because I've got a lot of sunlight coming in from the snow outside. But I love seeing her put this on. And the way that I knit, it always, because I hold my yarn in my left hand, and the way that I knit, the purl on the reverse side, it always comes out a twisted rib. And so I think it's kind of a neat way to have the contrast of the twist rib when you fold the brim. Sometimes I try not to do that. Other times I just don't care. And this is one of those times I don't care. Speaking of this yarn, it's like the squishiest, most softest, luscious, stretchiest, most perfectest worsted weight yarn. I really like it. It's a super wash, and it was $26. And then there was a little bit of shipping cost, but it came super fast. This is a US based dyer. I 100% will buy more yarn, especially in this colorway. I really want to get like a ton of it and make, like, I don't know, a onesie for myself because that's who I am. So that is another finished object. And that's just a basic hat, no pattern went into that. Okay, before I show you this next finished object, and I think it's my final finished object, I want you to know I have to knit 2 stuffies for people that have agreed to compensate me for them. I also have to knit Christmas gifts, and I have a test knit, 1 test knit to do. So when I say that I procrastinate, I want you to know that I'm not lying, because I made this Cornish pixie. The pattern again is in the Harry Potter Knitting Magic book, which you can tell I've used a ton because the spine is totally broken. But this is a pattern by Susan Claudino in this book. So much like all of her other patterns, it's very wonderfully written, very intuitive. And she puts really, really nice purl bumps where you're supposed to attach things. I'm probably going to knit this again, and I'll probably procrastinate again, but let me show you her version of it here. Oop, oop. And there it is in the book. Yeah. So that's hers, and this is mine. I made mine using the, whatever it's called, sweet cream cotton, yeah, or sugar and cream cotton yarn. Less than 1 ball was used in this, so that was like $2. Plus, does this blue look familiar? Does this blue drops alpaca silk look familiar? I used this drops alpaca silk, held double, less than, barely made a dent in my massive stash of it. But that's $7 a ball, and I used maybe 1/4 of a ball. So yeah, this is a very economical little toy here. And I always, when I do my stuffies, for little kids, I always put a bell in them, because I think it just adds a little extra magic. So this is going to be a baby gift. It's going to go in my gift pile, but I kind of love it. And I want to keep it. And somebody just walked by and saw me hugging this toy. So anyway, that's another thing. So let's see, maybe I'll do a quick, and that's going to be my thing. Okay. So as if all of that is not enough, I'm 21 minutes in. I have a shit ton, excuse my language, a shit ton of acquisitions to go through. So I already kind of touched on this from Spectacular Yarns. So, and I talked about my Vivid Studio. All of that stuff was purchased and then immediately cast on. I talked about Bleeding Men Fiber Arts. I talked about Spectacular Yarn. I talked about Vivid Yarn Studio. Okay. I also already talked a little bit about the Grocery Girls pom-poms. But oh my God. Look at that. Is that not the most beautiful thing? So this is even the size large. This isn't even the extra large. Look at that. I love this one. This one's my favorite. This one's my favorite. You notice I didn't put it on, so I got 2 of these. And then this one here, I also got 2 of, and the other one is happily on top of one of those hats I should have inserted a photo of already. And so these are really nice. These are, I think they're $13 Canadian, $13 Canadian, which is $9.90 US dollars. But I love these. I'm waiting for restock in their shop right now, which I shouldn't be, because I still have 3. But once they restock, I want to get a couple of other pom-poms. So we'll see about that. Okay. What should I talk about next? So next, I got this from, I ordered these from Lolo Did It. And this is Lolo Did It in the worsted, simply worsted base. And this is the Honey Dukes colorway, which I have used a ton of already. And I already have 2.5 skeins in my drawer. And then this is Material Girl. And so what I'm going to do with these is I'm going to make a Weasley sweater. So this is going to be the letter, and this is going to be the main body color. And I'm going to do this either for my child or myself. I haven't decided, but I feel like maybe it's going to be me. And I have all of these plans, right? So say I have all these plans. I still haven't made my other Love Witch with the black yarn. So everything I say, take it with a grain of salt. These are all plans. And my plans don't always pan out. And I need to start making a list. If anyone has any ideas for how to better keep track of things, I'm open to them. Comment below. Okay. And then the other thing I got from Lolo Did It, which is, I'm almost about to get my third month of it in the mail, is the Quotable Dumbledore mystery. And these are inspired by the quote, "It does not do to dwell on dreams and forget to live." I love these colors. So these colors I really love a lot, actually. And I don't know if I've already talked about them on here or not. I can't remember if I had them on the last pod. But I'm very excited about these. The inspiration that I'm getting from these, the vibe I'm getting from these is a Weasley sweater for a baby. Don't you think? I think that would be perfect. Like it would look just like Harry's. It would be blue and then this kind of gold. And then look at the speckling here, which is pretty. So we'll see. I'm not positive. Like I said, best laid plans. So these are both, I get mine in the worsted. And this is $56. Oh, and then this, I should say, so these are $26 a piece. So $52. And then there's always a little bit of shipping cost as well, which now that I'm looking at these, I realize that I used points to get a free Euclid wash. And I don't know that I got that. I digress. I will look into my packaging a little bit more. Maybe I put it away somewhere else, because it has been a while since I got that. And then I have these. And then, like I said, I should receive this month's actually on Monday. I'm recording this Sunday. Today's Sunday. Hello. So future me will have those items. And then speaking of Harry Potter, I have received my second month of the Amanda Knits Harry Potter Mystery Club. And I cannot express to you how happy I am that I joined this club, that I watched Needles at the Ready, and they introduced me to Amanda Knits. But I'm so excited to have this. And so this is my spoiler alert. Spoiler alert, if you haven't gotten it and don't want to know, here it is. I keep bringing it up here. But this is the Romanian Longhorn inspired yarn. And this is on her DK. Look at that. I love green. Green is my favorite color. And to remind you, this was what last month's was. So last month was the common Welsh green. So look at these two together. These are kind of my colors. I have these kind of match my hair and my eyes. So I'm very excited about these. I'm extremely excited. So I was actually talking with my spouse regarding what am I going to do with these? And I feel like I want to save them and I want to see what next month's looks like, because these go together so well. I thought, well, what if next month's goes together so well? And all 6 of them are going to go together so well. And if it's another dragon's egg, and what if I made a blanket out of all of these 6? I think I can make a little throw blanket with 6 skeins of DK. Or I can make like a sweater or something. I can make something with these where I incorporate them all. So I'm very excited about the prospects of that. And then in the club, you get some stitch markers, some special stitch markers. So you see there's a key and a broom and then a pair of scissors. And then the stickers this month are on fire. It's like Amanda is living and spying on me. But I love this sticker. It's very 10 minutes ago when I was talking about my gloves. And then this one, I love this one. So, and then a little baby Voldemort. And then again, we got an Amanda Knit sticker in her card. So that's all extremely lovely and exciting. And it also came with a tea, but I already drank the tea. So there's that. Oh, and the Amanda Knits. So every month it's $39, plus there's a little cost for shipping. So it usually costs about $43. And I really like it. I think it's worth it thus far. So, and then I went to my local yarn shop, which is Joseph's Coat here in Missoula. And I bought some fingering weight yarn because I want to do a fade and a faded sweater somehow. And so I bought these. These are $25 a piece. So it is not cheap. But I'm trying to find, I'm thinking probably like this. So look at that. So I'm not sure what pattern I had in mind for these. And I just, like I said, I don't know what I'm going to do. But they're extremely soft. They're like super soft. So I'm thinking maybe, what's the pattern? I think it's like City Lights or something like that. Maybe I'll do. But I'll definitely need another skein. But I was thinking I'll use some other, I have some other fingering weight yarn that kind of coordinates with these, but these were also purchases. So yeah, I think that's all I have. I love it. It's so soft. Anyway, so I like this purple. I don't know what I was thinking. I'm actually having kind of a crisis of conscience with this, I think. Yeah. So I'm not really positive where I was going with these colors, but nothing quite like an impulse purchase to get things going. But that is all the knitting that I have, all the knitting related things I have for you today. So if you only came for the knitting content, thank you for joining me. It's been swell. Please give me a like. Please comment below. It just really allows my video to reach more people. So I appreciate that. And I figured I'd also show you a couple of books. Oh no, I just said that stuff and I have way more stuff. I have a big bag of yarn here that I got from Michael's. So it's all cotton, because after I made the one thing in cotton, I'm like, oh, I'm going to do all of my stuffies in cotton from here on out. So I have a bunch of cotton. I got, because one of them is going to be a little Christmas thing, so I got that. So very economical. So it's just a big bag of cotton. I hope you enjoyed all of that crinkling plastic noise. I received this as a birthday gift. I love stand-up, and I'm so excited. I've wanted to read this book for ages, so I'm very excited to read Ali Wong's book here. So, and it'll be nice because I've been reading a lot of heavy hitters lately. So hopefully this will be a really nice palette cleanser for me, and I'm very excited to read it. And then the other book I but this is a book I purchased from my local bookstore, Shakespeare and Company. And this is a book by a Montana senator, John Tester. It is called Grounded, A Senator's Lessons on Winning Back Rural America. So he is a Democratic senator in the state of Montana, and I've always really liked him. I think he's a super cool guy. Trump super hates him, so that just adds to my admiration of this gentleman. So I'm very excited to read about the lessons here. And we do have election coming up. There's only a few short days. Hopefully, if you are voting by mail, you will have already gotten your ballot in the mail, because you do, I know at least in our state that your ballot needs to be received on election day. It can't just be mailed on election day, it has to be received on election day. So I encourage you, if you haven't already, to please look up where your election offices are, what you need to do in order to get your vote in on time. But that's it. That's all I have. And I hope until next time that you cast on, it goes okay. I hope you remain safe and healthy, and I hope your family does well. Thanks for joining me. Bye.